Dear viewers, welcome to our show. Today I'll be talking about nuts. There's a saying that nuts will make you put on weight. If you eat a lot of nuts, you'll put on weight. And you go and read on the internet or you look through magazines and it tells you if you eat nuts, you're likely to lose weight. So where does the truth lie? Today I will be talking about one specific kind of nut, and these are almonds, and we'll try to see whether really almonds contribute to making you put on weight or lose weight. So almonds, although they're called nuts, they're actually seeds, and they grow on trees, and you see them in a shell, and they come in two types of almonds. The bitter almonds, which is used to making the almond oil that goes into either culinary use or to other uses, especially in spas and in shampoos and in other kind of preparations. And we have the sweet almonds, which are usually the edible part of almonds. And as you know, almonds is the white oval shape nut or seed. It has a buttery flavor. It comes wrapped in a very thin brown layer. It can be eaten either raw, or it can be soaked and then eaten the other day, or it can be powdered or flaked. So there are different ways of eating almonds. But is really almonds healthy or unhealthy? Now we know that the recommendation is to eat 1 handful of nuts, either mixed nuts or a single type. So if you're going to eat a handful of almonds, that will count for around 12 to 16 pieces of almond, and that much is like 1 ounce, anywhere depending on the size of your almond you're eating, around 28 grams of almonds, and it will provide you with over 130 calories. That means if you're eating more than that, you're likely to have a lot of calories. It's more than 1 fruit, and that's only a handful. So it all depends on the amount you're gonna eat. If you're sticking to a handful, that would be fine, and we'll let it pass because it has other health benefits. If you're going to indulge more, then definitely it will make you put on weight. Please stay tuned to know about other health benefits of almonds. Dear viewers, welcome back. We're talking about almonds, and we agreed that if you have a handful, then you're really having a handful of health benefits. It's rich in calcium, especially for those who are vegetarian or avoid dairy drinks because of any allergies or intolerances of milk, then almond milk would work for you. They're very rich and they stand out in vitamin E content. 1 handful would give you 40% of vitamin E you need, which is an antioxidant, which is good for your skin as well, good for your hair, and good for protecting your lungs from many other diseases. So vitamin E is a great source eaten from almonds. It's very rich in fiber as well. So 1 handful would give you 11% of the recommended amount of fiber from this little energy-packed handful of almonds, especially if you eat it with the brown skin around it. Then you'll be guaranteeing having soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. It will help your cholesterol, it will help your blood glucose, it will help your weight, and it won't give you any kind of constipation, even if you're eating other stuff that may contribute to constipation. Now, these are all health benefits of almonds. But to get the fresh almonds and to keep them preserved better, try to get them with the shell. If you have them with the shell, choose a shell that is intact and properly sealed, and then you break it and have the almond. Otherwise, try to go for whole almonds with the skin. Try to keep them in a dry, cool place. Better in the refrigerator because of the high oil content. As we said, it's high in oil, high in protein, high in vitamin E. You need to keep preserved and keep it in a refrigerator.
You know how beneficial almonds are for your health? Almonds are my favorite nut. Most mornings I add 7 to 10 almonds to my breakfast. Almonds are tasty and nutritious, as most people will agree. 9 health benefits of almonds. 1. They reduce heart attack risk. Those who consume nuts 5 times a week have about a 50% reduction in risk of heart attack, according to the Loma Linda School of Public Health. 2. They lower bad cholesterol. Almonds added to the diet have a favorable effect on blood cholesterol levels, according to a clinical study by Dr. Gene Spieler, director of the Health Research and Studies Center, Incorporated. 3. They protect artery walls from damage. It was found that the flavonoids in almond skins work in synergy with the vitamin E, thus reducing the risk of heart disease, research at Tufts University. 4. Almonds help build strong bones and teeth. The phosphorus in almonds helps make this possible. 5. They provide healthy fats and aid in weight loss. Although nuts are high in fat, frequent nut eaters are thinner on average than those who almost never consume nuts. Data from the Nurses' Health Study. Those who ate nuts at least 2 times per week were 31% less likely to gain weight than were those who never or seldom ate them, in a study involving 8,865 adults. WH Foods article on almonds. 6. Almonds lower the rise in blood sugar and insulin after meals. 7. They help provide good brain function. Almonds contain riboflavin and L-carnitine, nutrients that boost brain activity and may also reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease. 8. They nourish the nervous system. According to Ayurveda, almonds help increase high intellectual level and longevity. 9. They alkalize the body. Almonds are the only nut and one of the few proteins that are alkaline forming. When your body is not alkaline enough, you risk osteoporosis, poor immune function, low energy and weight gain.
If you get the flaked ones, try to use them very soon, because they'll get rancid very soon as well. If you want to keep them even longer, you can freeze them, and this is one good way of preserving your almonds that way. You can sprinkle these flakes over your salad or in your dishes. If you're an athlete and you want a good source of protein and fat that will give you the satiety where you won't feel hungry while you're exercising, grab some nuts and it will help a lot. Please stay tuned to hear about another nut and whether it contributes again to gaining weight or not. Dear viewers, welcome back, and we're talking today about nuts. In the first part of our show today, we talked about almonds and how rich they are in proteins and fats and fiber. Now I will talk about another nut, chestnuts, which is really very different from almonds. We know that most of the nuts are high in protein and high in fat content. In this case, chestnuts are very low in proteins and very low in fat content. It's exactly the opposite, which keeps us with the third macronutrient, carbohydrates. Chestnuts are high in carbohydrates compared to other nuts. The little oil they have is also the healthy oil that is good for your heart and good for your cholesterol, but it's not a lot. It's very high in carbohydrate compared to others. So if you are a person with diabetes, then perhaps you need to count the amounts you're having from these chestnuts. But because it's not high in fat, that means it's not high in calories. We've talking about one handful of almonds which have 130 calories. 100 grams of chestnut will have 200 calories, so it's very low compared to other nuts. What are the other health benefits? Again, it's rich in vitamin C, not as much as other foods, but it has around 40% of vitamin C, so it does contribute. It's very rich in fiber because it has carbohydrate, and fibers are considered carbohydrates. So again, it's a good source of fiber, and it will contribute around, again, 11% of your daily recommended amount coming from chestnut. The beauty about chestnuts that they can be consumed in a variety of ways. So you can eat it raw if it's young and still fresh. It can be eaten raw and it's tasty. It has this sweet little flavor, mildly sweet, which is good because of the carbohydrate content. Also, the common way of eating chestnuts are the roasted chestnuts, and they are really, really tasty. You crack the shell a little bit and you roast it, and it gives you this nice snack. Try to have around maybe 10 would be considered a good number. Even if you're a person with diabetes, that works as well. The chestnuts can be consumed in a different way, which is considered a delicacy, the marron glacé. So it's boiled and then boiled again with a deep sugary syrup. It's really, really tasty, but then you know that you're adding a lot to the calories you're consuming. It's tasty, but be careful about it. One other benefit of eating chestnuts, it's gluten-free. So those who suffer from celiac disease or have any kind of gluten allergy, chestnuts are a good food items to snack on, or you can buy it even as in a powdered form like flour and prepare your pastries using this kind of flour to compensate for the other starches from bread or from other grains that may affect your celiac. So chestnuts are considered a very good nut to have. It's healthy, it's filling because of the fiber, and yet you can have it in a variety of ways to enjoy and not to add too much to your waistline because it's low in fat. Have healthy nuts and incorporate it into your diet, and you will have a very healthy life.